Hi guys, we'll be reacting to Titan's Scariest Stories.
What's up, y'all? I know we didn't be posting in a while, but wait, okay. Oh my god! No, not this. Totally not this. Not this. Titan on YouTube or TikTok, Dylan?
YouTube.
Okay, we'll move you guys right there. What's the scariest one? We'll do creepy.
Happy one.
Okay, which one?
Kidnapper one. Let me go.
Kidnapper one? Okay.
Let me go get my connection
Okay.
back, right?
Okay. I guess we're gonna be waiting for Dylan because it takes forever. No offense, it takes forever. Like I said, there was just a bee by me. Oh my god, this music feels like a bee. Like millions of bees coming. Okay,
Watching the video?
no.
What are you doing?
I'm just waiting for you.
I am back.
Okay, I almost got kidnapped story.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's done.
Guys, I'm gonna be starting now.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Maggie. I am not new to.
He keeps circling around the block. He keeps looking at us. We don't know what is going on. And then all of a sudden, it just pulls off like super duper fast and turns the corner. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Titan. And in today's story time, I'm going to be telling you about a time I was almost kidnapped. And honestly, I feel like if the situation would have went in a different direction, I would not be alive today. But I just want to put it out there that if you are in a situation where you feel like your life is in danger and you cannot get out, do not hesitate to call the police. That is their job. They are there to protect you. Unfortunately, we did not call the police when we were going through our situation. We should have. I don't know why we didn't. But while all of this was happening, I kind of felt like somebody was just like playing a prank on us or was trying to scare us. I didn't believe that we were actually in danger until the next day when we found out this other information. But we'll get into that when I tell the story. So before I make this intro way too long, make sure you guys give this video a big fat thumbs up.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
And ring that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Snapchat at TYE_TUN. I check my DMs quite frequently, so feel free to shoot me a message, and 9 times out of 10 I will read it eventually. Now with all that being said, let's get into today's story.
Okay.
I don't know what the heck is going on, but it is so windy outside, so if you guys can hear that, I really apologize. It's like blowing super hard on my window. But anyways, this story takes place when I was a college freshman. And at this point, I was only in school for maybe about 3 or 4 months. I can't remember, but I know it was really early on in my college career. Now, let me just give you a little bit of background about my school area. My school was located next to a prison, literally like a building away. You could literally see the prison building from my window. That's how close we were to it. So it was like the most dangerous, safest place to be. Right next to the police, but right next to the criminals as well. But anyways, there was a lot of stories about college kids who would go missing, and then weeks later they would find their body and they would not be alive. And I know it happens everywhere, but it was happening quite a bit in my area, which is really alarming. And then on top of that, there was this rumor about a white van that would go out at nighttime and it would find college kids to kidnap and do whatever they wanted to do with them. Well, it actually wasn't a rumor because me and my friends actually found it to be true, but you'll see as the story goes on. So one day, me and my two really good friends were hanging out in my dorm room. And when me and my friends hung out, we would hang out all day. We would literally wake up together, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, and then we would hang out until around like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we would go to sleep just to wake up to do it all over again. We were like a little family or something. It was so cute. So like I said, we were hanging out in my room, and at this point it had to be around 2 or 3 a.m. and one of my friends starts complaining because she's hungry. And we're like, okay, like what do you want to eat? We can't really order anything because, you know, it's 3 a.m. Everything's pretty much closed. So she pulls out her phone, she starts Googling a couple of places, and then she finds out that 7-Eleven is still open. And for those of you who do not know what 7-Eleven is, I don't know if you're just living under a rock or you don't have one in your area, but 7-Eleven is a convenience store and it stays open 24/7. Well, at least ours did. I don't know how all of them operate, but ours stayed open 24/7. So she asked if we can go there, and we're like, yeah, sure, why not? We're hungry too. We might as well just all go. Now, 7-Eleven was literally like a 5-minute walk from our dorm building, so I had no issue going. Even at 3 a.m., I wasn't uncomfortable going because we would literally like walk around the city at nighttime all the time and we would be fine. So I wasn't scared of like no rumors of a white van or getting kidnapped or anything like that. Now I am. So we put our shoes on, we go down to the lobby, we walk outside, and it is like pitch black outside. There was a couple of street lights on, but other than that, it was pretty much pitch black. So we start walking to 7-Eleven, and to get there, we had to go through a park. And it was just like this tiny little park. It had like a seating area, a statue, a lot of trees, nothing fancy, you know? So as we're walking through the park, one of my friends noticed that there's a white van that's driving past us. And she makes like this joke, and she's like, oh, look, there's the kidnapping van or whatever. And we just laugh it off and we continue walking, and the white van just passes us and it continues on down the street. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird. We see the van stop in the middle of the street. There wasn't no stoplight there. It literally just came to a stop and just sat there. And we're like, what the heck is going on? So we stopped there and we looked at the van just to make sure, like what's going on? Like, I don't want to test my life, you know what I'm saying? And the van just kind of sits there for a minute. We're looking at it, but we can't really see anybody inside from the angle that we're at. And then all of a sudden, it just pulls off like super duper fast and turns the corner. And we were a little spooked, but we didn't think much of it. We were just like, okay, that was weird. And we continued walking to 7-Eleven. So we finally go through the entire park, and now we're walking on the main road, just going to 7-Eleven. We're almost there, kind of. But then again, this white van comes up behind us, and then it like drives past us slowly, and then it like speeds off again and turns the corner. And at this point, I was like, this is not something normal. Like, what's going on? In my head, I wasn't thinking I was in danger. I was just like, okay, maybe they're lost. Maybe they're looking for something. Is that why they like circled back around? Maybe they thought they knew us and they didn't, so they were like, oh, sorry, whatever. And my one friend is like really spooked, but my other one is not. She just does not care at all. She's like, let's just go. Let's just hurry up and get to the store and get back home. So we continue walking, and no joke, you guys, like 5 or 6 times, this white van pulls up again, slows down when it comes to us, and then speeds off like 5 or 6 times. The van would literally creep up behind us, get to like the area we were at, and then slow down for a couple seconds like it was looking at us or something, and then it would speed off again and turn the corner. The final time it turned the corner, we ran for the 7-Eleven. We were so freaking scared. I was scared out of my mind. I was like, oh my god, what is going on? This is not... It was not normal. And at the same time, I don't know why I did not call the police. No one thought to call the police. We all had phones, they all worked, we all had service, but we just did not call the police. I don't know why, we just didn't. So when we got to 7-Eleven, we barged through the doors because we were obviously scared. At the time, there was only one person working inside of the store, and he was at the cash register. And he could obviously tell something was wrong with us, so he's like, are you guys okay? What's going on? Is there anything I could do for you? And we were just like, yeah, we think that we're being followed by this white van. We don't know. We have no idea what's going on. He keeps circling around the block. He keeps looking at us. We don't know what is going on. And the worker was young. He was probably around our age at the time, so he had to be around like 18 or 19-ish, and he had told us that we could stand there for as long as we wanted to, and whenever we felt like it was safe, we can go ahead and leave. Which honestly was really dumb because, like, why didn't you just call the police? Like I said, I don't know why any of us didn't call the police. It was just kind of like we were like blinded to that idea. Not even the worker at the store had the idea to call the police. He was just like, oh yeah, you can sit in here and wait. So that's what we did. We kind of hung out in the 7-Eleven for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. In the first couple minutes we were there, we saw the guy circle around the block maybe about 1 or 2 more times. And then after that, we didn't see him again. I have no idea where he went. He just kind of like disappeared. So like I said, we stayed in there for about 30 minutes to an hour-ish just to make sure the coast was clear. I don't even remember buying any food. Like, we were so scared that we didn't even think to buy food. The main purpose of going to 7-Eleven was to get something to eat, and we did not do that. So when we felt like the coast was clear, we exited out the store and we bounced. And we're walking home and we think that we're good because we don't see him, we don't hear no cars on the road, anything. We were like, okay, finally, we are good. Soon as we got into the park area that we had to go through, we see him come back again. But this time, instead of creeping up behind us, he came at us like head on. So he's coming closer and closer and closer. We're like speed walking kind of, and he's coming closer. And then when he gets to the area where we're walking at, he comes to a complete stop. And I was just like, y'all run, just run. And we took off running. I never ran so fast in my life. The van proceeds to like pull off real fast, and I don't know where it went. All I knew is that I was not sticking around to find out. I wanted to go home. So before you get to the dorm room building, there's this long tunnel that's right next to the building. I don't really know how to explain it, but just imagine like this is the dorm room building right here, and then this is the tunnel, and the tunnel's like right placed up against it pretty much, like right here. And the tunnel had an opening on the front and the back. So this is like the front of the building, the front of the tunnel, and then the back of the tunnel was like obviously back here. And the tunnel had no lights in it, so it was pitch black, but you could see like each side. Like if you were standing in the front, you could see straight through to the back. I know this is a horrible diagram to look at, but just imagine like this is us running right here. And when we get to the tunnel, we decided to just hide inside of the tunnel because like I said, it's pitch black in there, you can't see anything. So we're like hiding inside of this tunnel because we didn't want him to know exactly where we lived at, even though I'm pretty sure he could figure out that we were college students and we lived in the dorm building literally attached to the tunnel. So we're sitting in the tunnel just looking straight out of it, you know, just like making sure there's nobody creepy walking past or whatever like that. And then these bright car lights come into the tunnel from behind us. And then when we turned around, we could see that it was the white van. So this is a diagram again. We're in the tunnel right here. The car came behind the tunnel and went through the back to find us. And then the car comes to a complete stop again, and then he turns off his car lights and it is pitch black in the tunnel. You can't see anything. And then we hear the car door open and close. And then we was like, oh hell no. So we ran out of the tunnel and we went straight for the dorms and we went inside. And we literally never told anybody. I don't know why we didn't tell anyone. That is the dumbest thing you could do, is not tell anyone. If something like this happens to you, tell everybody, okay? So we're back in my room and we're all shaken up. My friends decided to sleep in my dorm room so we could just kind of be together. We just felt safer that way, I guess. But before we went to sleep, we just kind of ended up laughing about it, making jokes about it. Like, we got over the situation really quick. We kind of just thought maybe it was someone trying to scare us. That's kind of what we tricked ourselves to believe. But then, y'all, the next day, a college kid went missing, and guess what? They were kidnapped by a white van around 4 a.m. in the morning. And when we saw that information, we were just like, oh my god, like that literally could have been us. That was the white van that was following us around the entire time we were outside. And I was trying to look it up today, but I couldn't find anything about the white van. I found some articles about the white van, but I don't think they were related to the one that we seen. But yeah, that was like the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. It was so like strange and odd, and like we literally could have got kidnapped and worse, you know, maybe worse. But that's the whole story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned from me to always call the police if you're in a situation that...
I hope you did my video, guys. Goodbye. How do we stop the video?
Huh?
Can you stop the video now?
Well, you done with the video? Alright, want to do another one?
No.
Alright, give me it.
And here's the number 2 spot for Kevin Mitchell.
I'm watching, and you guys can go watch my video. I'm doing the Nats game right now.
25 years of age, of course, born in Houston. A Toronto 5th rounder 4 years ago out of Notre Dame, where he hit .311 last year.